morning and welcome to Muddy River Mornings. I'm Bob Gough.
I'm Ashley Conrad, filling in for Britt Bowl.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
You know what today is? Besides Friday.
I do not.
National Oreo Cookie Day.
Okay.
Whether you twist it, dunk it, or just eat it straight out of the package, it's the perfect day to grab a glass of milk and your favorite cookie and celebrate. But we have an alternative to that.
So, yeah, speaking of alternatives, we have Krazy Cakes has their version of an Oreo cupcake, which is their cookies and cream cupcake. It's more than just sweet. It's delicious. So grab one today to celebrate National Oreo Day. There is so much to offer at Krazy Cakes. Again, more than just sweet. They offer breakfast, catering, all the stuff. Go check them out today. Wonderful, wonderful staple in our community, and we're so lucky to have them.
And you completely omitted any chance to work in a reference of me being sweet in that.
Well, I don't want to overplay anything because I need people to trust. I need people to trust us. So there we go. So you can trust that Krazy Cakes has anything to satisfy any sweet tooth, especially on National Oreo
This
Day.
thing looks really delicious, so
It
she and
does.
I will fight over it here when we're done.
It's big enough to split. That's the
It
beauty
is big
of
enough
it.
to split. It really is.
It
Yeah,
really is.
there's
So thank
plenty.
you, Krazy Cakes. We appreciate you, and I appreciate these national days.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So anyway, once again, we had a very busy week in news, and here's Ashley to get us started.
At Monday night city council meeting, they approved the use of food and beverage tax funds to help replace the lights at Quincy University's baseball stadium. The vote followed a split among aldermen and sparked debate about using public funds to support improvements at a privately owned facility. To see how the discussion unfolded and what it could mean moving forward, read the full story at Muddy River News.
In Hannibal news, Mayor Darrell McCoy is calling for greater oversight of the city's Board of Public Works. During a recent city council meeting, McCoy said the relationship between the board and the council isn't working effectively and lacks clear direction. And those comments come as a new electric rate increase takes effect, and he says the board should operate as a department of the city and be subject to policy direction and accountability through the elected city council.
Quincy Raceways owners Jeff and Renee DeLange are gearing up for a new racing season after a roller coaster first full year running the track. While frequent rainouts created plenty of frustration, the couple says the response from fans has been overwhelming, with attendance jumping dramatically. Now they're hopeful that momentum carries into the upcoming season. You can read that full story by Steve Iyer at Muddy River News.
A Hannibal murder case will now be heard in a different county. A judge has granted a change of venue for Gabriel Juarez, the man accused of killing his girlfriend Emily Traynor inside her Hannibal apartment last fall. The case will now move to Lewis County as it moves through the court system.
And a woman accused of setting fire to the former Doyle manufacturing building in Quincy has reached a plea agreement. Prosecutors say Elonda Neese pleaded guilty to arson and escape after previously leaving custody while awaiting court proceedings. Under the agreement, she was sentenced to time in the Illinois Department of Corrections for the fire that heavily damaged the vacant Broadway property and required a large response from local firefighters.
Quincy police are investigating the death of a man after responding to a report of a burglary in process Wednesday night at 8th and State. When officers arrived, they found a man had been shot. He was taken to Blessing Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. Quincy police announced on Thursday, as did Adams County Coroner Scott Graham, that the death was 56-year-old Shane McDermott of Quincy. The investigation remains ongoing, and we'll continue to follow this story and bring you updates as they become available.
And a routine and home renovation in Macomb turned into a surprising discovery while pulling up carpeting inside their home. The owners uncovered what appeared to be a hidden time capsule, stacks of newspapers from World War II era preserved beneath the floor for decades. The pages reveal wartime headlines, vintage ads, and even comics from the 1940s. Michelle McCormack shares that story.
I want to remind you that Muddy River Mornings is driven by Hess Auto Agency. We will hear from our friends at Hess and some other sponsors and be back with more after this.
Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy.
In the tri-state area, local businesses aren't just a place to shop. They are engraved into our community. Muddy River Engraving knows, lives, and models this business mentality.
Look how cute!
From getting gear for your team
Those turned out nice. Thank you.
to a custom gift for friends or family, Muddy River Engraving will take your idea or story and bring it to life with his products. From 1 to 1,000 items, Muddy River Engraving can handle any project for you. Muddy River Engraving, engraved into your community.
You can't ever give up. The families deserve some resolution to this, and the victims, above all else, deserve some resolution to this.
Welcome back. You ever had a ride in an ambulance?
Oh, gosh, no, knock on wood. Have you?
It's been a while.
Yeah?
Long time ago.
No, I
It's
haven't.
been a while. So, but anyway, I'm gonna have a conversation coming up with the man who is in charge of the Adams County EMS and ambulance service, and that is Chief John Simon. We'll hear a bit from him right now. Also, of course, you have the facility that is out by 30th Street that you built. It's a relatively new facility, but I know you also spill over
Do you
and do
know
some.
that it's almost that it's 9 years old this year? So we say new.
Relatively, I said relatively new.
Yeah.
So I knew it was less than 10. I figured around
Yep.
10. And you got then also, aren't you using like the old Ellington School for some
Correct.
things as well?
So, and that's really was part of the success in fixing the staffing issue. We brought, when we looked at the pipeline of personnel, it was dry, and that was part of the reason why we had such a low staffing model. Is we saw, and in some places it still exists across this country, where there's staffing shortages of EMTs and paramedics. And so what we knew is if we were going to get out of the staffing shortage, we had to take, I'll call it matters into our own hand, and we really built an education department. So we looked at different facilities. We ended up leasing space in the old Ellington School there at 30th and Lindell. It's worked great, being right down the alley from our Quincy station. So and we have built an EMT academy out of there. We were able to graduate 8 people out of that program, and they went right to work. We've had EMT classes in there almost every semester. We began an EMT program with Quincy Votech. So there's all of these different avenues that have been pipeline into filling the staffing problem.
And you also have your satellite offices out in the county. Are those all fully staffed up right
They
now?
are. So what we do, so we have a station in Camp Point, Mendon, and Liberty right now. So we operate 6 ambulances 24/7. 365 around the county. And so 3 of those are based at the Quincy station, 3 of those, 1 each based at Mendon, Camp Point, Liberty. And that diversifies our response model. And so we have the ability to move resources around as needed, but then that gives us a primary coverage area that covers most areas of the county within 15 minutes is kind of the goal.
And that, while yes, because the residents out in those areas, they deserve they deserve whatever coverage and whatever care that your crew can give them, just like the people in the big city do. But still, the vast majority of your calls are still west of 12th Street, 18th Street.
So we've seen that. We've seen that shift.
Really?
We've been seeing that shift even before the relatively new station build in 2017. We started to see the call volume shifting out east. So we break it at 24th Street and how we track that. And so certainly we're seeing an increase out there. But I would also tell you that we're seeing an increase in the number of responses in Mendon, Camp Point, and Liberty.
Sure.
all of it is increasing, and so we've seen a shift of population, maybe not necessarily out of the city to the county, but just in general, we've seen more population base in the county, in the rural areas, let's call it, and so I think that that's part of it.
If you're 55 or older and ready for quality, independent living, Good Samaritan Home of Quincy is your first choice. We are constructing new duplexes and single-unit cottages ready for you. Prepay your lease now and customize your future cottage. Say goodbye to the hassles of yard work, snow removal, and home maintenance, and say hello to stress-free, independent living. There is limited availability, so call Good Samaritan Home today at 223-8717 or see for yourself at gshq.org.
We will hear from a little bit more about John Simon later, but first Ashley will let us know about some of the many shows that we recorded this week.
Absolutely. On the Business Spotlight, our new Muddy Buddy, Chrissy, sits down with Jerry Douglas and Patrick Carroll, owners of Vertigo here in Quincy, to learn about the training program they built to help local athletes reach their full potential. Vertigo's roots stem from Jerry's son, Tony Douglas, who was looking for ways to improve strength and prevent injury, something that quickly grew into a program now serving dozens of athletes each week. Hear how their partnership came together and how the program is helping young athletes train smarter and stronger.
And we heard a little bit earlier from John Simon, and you can hear the entire interview I had with the Adams County EMS chief coming up this Sunday on Muddy River News This Week.
And on the Daily Muddies this week, I sat down with a host of people, including Eric Luce from Quincy Preserves, to talk about the city's facade program, and with Adams County Sheriff's deputies Matt Hermsmeyer and Phil Zimmerman to talk about the DARE and certification process. On Wednesday's show, Pastor Tom Rain stopped by from First Southern Baptist Church to talk a little bit about 4 Fabulous Sundays coming up this March. And returning guest, Gail Rugley with Hannibal Parks and Rec. She's a nature interpreter. She stopped by to talk about the Fascinating Frogs program. Then on Thursday, Trevor Turnbow from Collector's Realm brought by some snacks. He was our new Biz Spotlight located inside the Quincy Town Center called the Collector's Realm. He brought in lots of snacks, as I said, and they quickly became a fan favorite around the studio. And then we wrapped up the week with DOB from the BBB to talk about contractors. Hey, I think I know one of those. And what you should know before signing on the dotted line. All the details from these interviews can be found on muddyriver.tv.
On the latest Muddy River Gems, brought to you by Dot Foods, Mark McDonald and Randy Phillips take you just south of Hannibal to the forgotten Rawls County town of Ilasco. What started as a booming company town built around the Hannibal cement plant, where workers were once offered land for just $1 a year, eventually faded into history after the company pulled out. Today it's considered a ghost town, but some of those pieces of the past still stand, including the bar, a couple of churches, the old schoolhouse, and even the jail. It's now listed on the National Register of Historic Places. If you haven't caught that episode yet, of course you can watch Muddy River Gems, all those episodes, on muddyriver.tv.
Coming up next week on our Muddy TV Monday Drop, we bring you the March edition of Muddy TV Cribs, our March Maximalist. Try saying that 3 times fast. We join Cheryl Bergtorf inside of her and her husband Warren's historic home on the upper northwest side of Quincy, where their incredible collections, fashion, and flair will have you oohing and awing the whole way through, as well as a little pooch, I think named Whitney. Tune in Monday to see a home done in true maximalist style.
Later today on Club Muddy, we're going to revisit a powerful conversation with Shane McDermott. Of course, I mentioned Shane's name earlier before as he lost his life in downtown Quincy on Wednesday night. Well, back in May of 2024, Shane sat down with us and spoke openly about how he turned his life around, rebuilt it after difficult chapters, the pride he found in raising his family, his wife Jenny and their 2 kids, and creating a future that he wasn't sure was once possible. Now, much of that conversation centered on accountability, redemption, and belief that your past does not have to define your future. Shane wanted to be an example for others, trying to get their lives back on track. And today, those words carry even more meaning. Shane believed people could change because he did, and he lived his life proving just that. Shane McDermott was my friend. I will miss him dearly. Rest easy, Shane.
And up next, we have sports with Chris Dewar and Matt Schuckman, brought to you by Neiman's.
Happy Friday morning, Muddy Buddies. Sports Director Chris Dewar, Sports Editor Matt Shuckman. We are on the road covering stuff here, there, and everywhere because it's basketball postseason.
Call it madness for a reason, and I don't know that I'm going to have any stomach lining left, and I don't know that you're going to have any nerves left dealing with me at the end of this process.
It's been fun so far. We'll see where it goes. We obviously, coming up this weekend right here at MuddyRiverSports.com, basketball coverage out the wazoo. We've got teams playing for sectional championships on the Illinois boys side. We've got Missouri girls sectional championships going on as well. Brown County girls basketball at the state tournament. Their semifinal game was on Thursday. Obviously, we don't know yet how that turned out, so we may have state championship coverage for you on Saturday, but we'll have complete coverage of Brown County's trip to the state tournament regardless of what happens.
We will, and like I said, we've got some really good teams in the mix regardless of how this all transpires. That's the fun. You just don't know, and hopefully we're telling a tale we didn't know or we didn't think we'd be telling them. 4 months ago.
Yeah, and so we're going to try to give you guys the best coverage possible, not only in highlights, but some behind-the-scenes stuff, too. We want to tell you the stories of what's going on, so make sure you check out MuddyRiverSports.com for that. We have some college basketball stuff we'll update you on as the weekend goes on. We've got college basketball tournaments happening, especially one in Evansville, Indiana, where the Western Illinois University women are the top seed in the OVC tournament.
Trying for just their third ever NCAA tournament title berth. Last one was 2017, the only one under J.D. Gravina. One before that, I think, was 95 or 96 under Leslie Crane, if memory serves me right. That's would be number 3.
That would be really cool to see that happen. And we could have a South Shelby product get in the NCAA tournament if Amy Egan leads Lindenwood to the OVC title.
Who has done as good a job coaching at the Division I level, small school, as anybody. J.D. Gravina and, Amy Egan. That's a pretty good testament to our area and the quality of coaches we're churning out around here.
No question about it. So we got all that going on, and we got to start thinking about spring sports. The spring sports practices have begun on the high school level.
They have.
The college spring sports are already happening. We'll get to that. Basketball's priority right now.
We got to finish the journey before we start the next one.
That's right.
But no rest for the wicked in this one, or the weary.
So make sure you check out MuddyRiverSports.com for all of our postseason basketball coverage this weekend. And we'll see who's left standing after this weekend to see what kind of trips we have or what kind of coverage we have next week. Because I know if our boys get through on the Illinois side, we got some long road trips come Monday for the Super Sectional.
We do, but we also, at some point, have to talk about the fact that we got awards week out there sometime to pull this all together and make sense of it all.
And we've already started talking about our players of the year, our coaches of the year, how we're going to roll out our all-area teams. We got to get to the finish line first.
Which may be soon, hopefully not, but you know how this goes.
Right.
It's all sort of transitory at this point.
So make sure you keep checking out MuddyRiverSports.com. Check us out on social media. We'll have updates from all the games we'll be at over the weekend. Our guy Shane Holsey will be on the road along with us this weekend, so make sure you follow him as well. And we'll keep you updated on everything we got. You guys be safe on the road. We're going to hit the road and get back to work. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
Well, this weather has been up and down and snow and sun, and I think it's been more unpredictability this week, it sounds like.
Yes, I agree. I feel like this whole week has been full of some unpredictability. So
does it affect your wardrobe?
My wardrobe pretty much stays the same. Yeah, it's a lot of neutral colors and jeans and boots. So, during the winter I switch up the boots for some sandals, but other than that, it's pretty well consistent.
All right. Well, if you have some questions about your wardrobe and what you must wear to weather the weather, here's how's the weather up there from our friends at Farm and Home Supply.
I got a half pet, half weather joke. Okay. How did my cat know it was going to rain tomorrow?
Well, cats are smart, but I'll give you your chance to shine here.
It looked at the fur cast.
Oh, gee whiz. No way.
I'm guacamoleologist Lano Jones. This is meteorologist Rick Clare. How's the weather up there? What's your weekend forecast? And remember, we're talking. We got some rain here recently, which we've been complaining it's dry. But how much more are we going to get?
Well, we're not going to get a whole lot more yet. I mean, we still got a few chances here and there as we go through the next 5 to 7 days. But then again, it's all depend on where you end up when that storm comes over. So one of you, a lot of you probably won't get much rain, and some of you will get that downpour drenching that will just show up out of the blue. We had that this week.
Yeah.
The storms have just kind of popped up out of nowhere and move across the area. And then for us here in northern Adams County, about half an inch. So all we got out of all of the storms. So, and I know other places got a lot more than that. And then further east you go to central Illinois, I was seeing some really good totals there, 1, 2, 3 inches. So. But as far as we go into the next few days, we'd obviously have an interesting storm system setting up tomorrow. You know, it's not the tornado outbreak that you're going to see, but we're already the social media gurus are getting
the doomsday forecasters always like to say, hey, there's going to be major tornadoes tomorrow. But you're saying maybe a tornado warning.
Yeah,
but not necessarily crazy.
We right now we are under a slight risk, and they put the chance for tornadoes at right at 5 to 10%, which is not a big one, but it's nonetheless, if they see it, and it's possible. You know, we always have to keep that in mind. But most of the heavy weather is probably going to be further into Oklahoma and Kansas, because we'll see what we'll do is we'll see a warm front move through overnight tonight or Friday morning. We'll see those storms come on the warm front, and some of them may be a little boomers there and wake you up at 4 o'clock in the morning, just a little too early for some of you. And then we'll eventually dry out. May not get a lot of clearing skies during the day, but we'll nonetheless dry out, and we'll be very warm.
Yeah, if we're at, say, middle 70s tomorrow and then stay in the mid 60s, correct, on Saturday and Sunday.
Right.
So decent weekend.
Definitely a big warm up after the warm front comes through, and of course it'll be a little humid, so that it'll feel like spring tomorrow, even though technically we are meteorological spring. We'll just, I forgot to mention that. So, we are now in March, so that is
And
true.
you're springing the clocks forward on overnight, Saturday and Sunday. So 2 hints at spring. But you say, I hate to interrupt, you say we still have one more snow left.
Yes,
You're on that.
Yes, we're not done with snow yet. We still have one more. It's winter's revenge.
Okay.
So it's still possible. So, but.
But the temperatures, I mean, in say the 7 to 10 day forecast, I mean, we may dip a little bit below freezing, but not much.
No, and it won't be until maybe next Wednesday until we really see a cool down again. We're going to be above normal for the next few days. But getting back to Friday afternoon, won't see anything until Friday evening after sunset. That's when the cold front or dry line actually would be 2 waves, or 2 lines that could actually be forming. Dry line will come through first. That's the one that could produce the more severe weather of the bunch. Hail, damaging winds, possibly a tornado. I just don't see the ingredients quite 100% enough where I would say, a good chance. But in any of these setups, there's always a chance for a tornado. So, like you said, we were saying earlier, maybe one warning so that the local TV guys have to stay on wall to wall.
Get your exercise in the early season. Huh?
Well,
this is a prep.
This is a prepper, right? That's right. Because we'll address that in a little bit. So. And then maybe a little bit more after midnight. So, but again, kind of a 1, 2, 3 event. Nothing too major, but you never know. You might have that isolated cell that does a little wind damage here and there, pushes over a trampoline or two.
PTSD on that one.
There you go. So, but then we clear out on Saturday and Sunday. Really nice weekend setting up. So good for that. And of course the spring up on Sunday. And then we see another storm system move in for next Tuesday. Kind of similar setup. So again, too far out to say, but again, it's the same kind of thing. You'll see that warm front come through in the morning. You'll see the afternoon storms, and we'll just see how much instability is in the air after that, and then maybe cool down again. So yeah, we are already starting the spring season on a rocky note, in like a lion. So.
Yeah, so I was going to say, March is in like a lion. So what's out for the rest of the month?
Could be out like a lamb. You never know. So again, a lot of long-term models we've been looking at. Some of them are really showing a very quiet. Some. I mean, I'm not saying that the more accurate or the one we're going to go with, but some are showing a very mild, rainy but not really active, storm season. So you'll see the small storms come through, but I don't see a lot of wind events or something like that with this particular model. Now, there's others that are saying, yeah, you're going to see the occasional, bouts where about every 5 to 7 days, just like this is set up here, you're going to see a storm system move through. So it's going to be interesting to see. But again, we're not going to say no to the rain because we are still, I think, somewhere I saw 18 inches, maybe. Below normal. Yeah. So it's like we got a lot of catching up to do. And you're not going to do it with these little 1/4 inch. I can't say it, but
but I will say the effect of the weather, right? For the rain and a little bit more sunshine, we're averaging a little bit more per day. I don't know if you start to see a little bit more green around in the lawns and everything like that. So, added side effect of it being a little bit warmer and more rain, you will see the grass turn a little bit. Maybe some weeds grow up a little bit too. Yes. So we've actually started to see grass seed and weed killer start to really come through with people coming at Farm and Home Supply. Now, soil temperatures are a little still too low in order to plant that grass seed. I'd hold off. You can buy it, fine, go buy it, but hold off a little bit on planting it.
Well, there are some crazy farmers who have put in some soybeans, I've heard. There's always got to be those ones that want to try it, and believe me, some have really succeeded getting it in February. Just say I did it, and they've made bank on it. So I mean, it's not like they've made $1 million, but they've actually made a profit on it. So it's funny to see those actually thrive. But just driving here today, saw the wheat really starting to green up there. It's like that's amazing how quick that is. So again, the sun angle, the rain, the temperature, just everything together. It's like poof, here we are coming in the spring full and hard. So yeah. But again, after we get through the storms tomorrow on Friday, or today on Friday, whatever it is, when we play this.
Today's Thursday.
I don't know what today is, but anyway, a good weekend coming up. And I don't have to say don't burn, fortunately. So, oh my goodness, we won't go there what happened last Saturday. But anyway, but a good weekend showing up. So a good first start to March. For the tri-state areas.
And don't forget your clocks.
That's right, don't forget the clocks.
Welcome to the promenade.
Well, now that we've got spring coming, a lot of busy stuff going on. Of course, hit a fish fry tonight if you need to. But we've got a lot of things on the calendar. Ashley will get us kicked off.
Absolutely. Coming up tonight at the Rathskeller, located at 931 York Street, it's First Friday Live with Dion Wykowski performing soulful acoustic music from 8 to 10. Stop in, grab a fancy cocktail, or buy one for a friend on the Pay It Forward board and enjoy the music. There is no cover charge.
If you're looking for something to do that's different this weekend, local stand-up comedy is taking the stage at the One Event venue in Quincy. Of course, it's under new management now. The stand-up shows like this are pretty rare in the area, but this is a great chance to grab some friends, enjoy a night out, and have some laughs from some great regional comedians. Doors open at 6, show starts at 7 at the One Event Center.
And our friends at SunMed in Quincy are hosting a wellness weekend, March 12th through the 15th, featuring doorbusters, specials, and a chance to receive a free wellness kit valued at $200. Owner Matt Anderson says you can register ahead of time to guarantee your kit and try some of the holistic health products SunMed has to offer. To register, visit the SunMed Facebook page or Muddy River TV for the link.
The district's St. Pat's Pub Crawl is set for Saturday, March 14th, bringing a full night of bar hopping, live music specials, and theme fun events across the district's favorite spots. Party buses will run through the night, making it easy to hop from stop to stop while enjoying food and drink perks along the way. Tickets are now available through the district's website and event page. Muddy River News is giving you a chance to join the fun. We are giving away 2 tickets to the pub crawl. Watch for the giveaway on our Muddy River News Facebook page. Comment to enter, and we will draw the winner during Coffee Talk next week.
Absolutely, and mark your calendars for Saturday, March 28th, when the Food Truck Fun Fest and Quincy Raceway's Car Show rolls into the Oakley Lindsay Center. The family-friendly event runs from noon to 5 and features a lineup of food trucks, race cars, live music, and kids' activities with the Quincy Children's Museum. It's a day built for good food and horsepower, so come hungry and stay for the fun.
Coming up on Monday, Muddy River News will launch the River's Choice Awards. It's our chance to celebrate the people, businesses, food, service, and local fun that make our community what it is. It also marks the anniversary of our 5th year. Coming up here the end of March, or the end of April, we'll be leading you up to that. What better way to celebrate than celebrating with everybody? We're asking our readers and viewers to weigh in on their favorites across the region. You will click the River's Choice link that will be at the top of our website, and you will decide who you think deserves recognition. And we want to thank our supporters who have supported Muddy River through our first 5 years. Because of you, we are able to continue operating as a locally owned news source that truly supports and values what you do for us. We're excited to keep highlighting local businesses and local voices for the next 5 years to come. Of course, Brittany has the burning question of who has the best ranch.
I have a couple answers to that.
Do you?
I do.
And if you're going to go get an Oreo today for National Oreo Day, are you going to dip it in ranch?
No, I'm not.
Would you just dip it in milk?
I would definitely dip it in milk, and I do want to extend our deepest thoughts and sympathies to the McDermott family. You're in our thoughts and prayers today and always.
Absolutely. That's going to do it for this week's episode of Muddy River Mornings. We thank you, as always, for watching. We'll see you next week.